Okay, page 42. Pre-screening pretty houses. And this is the separation point between getting deals done and not getting deals done. This is the difference between you making a bunch of money or no money, or maybe even a very little money when, you know, even a blind hog dig up enough acorns and pretty soon he'll get some meat out of them. And you'll do the same thing. If you go out there and generate enough leads, sometimes the deal's just so good it's going to slap you in the face and you can't turn your back on it. But the truth is, most people waste a lot of money because they just haven't taken time to learn the pre-screening stuff. And as I think John or Stephanie mentioned earlier, a lot of the deals that people throw away shouldn't be thrown away. And that's why you need somebody by your side to check all of them. Check all of them. We want all the property information sheets as long as they're completed. If they're not completed, in other words, if there's no mortgage information on it, we don't want it. If somebody hasn't checked off yes or no, they'll lease purchase it, we don't want it, and we're going to train you that very quickly. But we want all of them because we see things that you don't see. There are five things that you must know on all these sheets. So let's get out your property information sheet, which I think I just passed in your book. What page was it on? I know I passed it. Page 28. Take a look at your property information sheet on page 28. You'll notice the stars on there. All right? For those of you who were on the call, you know that we got to have the stars filled in. And if the stars aren't filled in, you don't have enough information to pre-screen your prospect. The stars must be filled in. Plus, down there in the middle, in the 3 blocks, where the script is now, we must have the answers to the questions, yes or no. The first question, either in the middle section or the section to the right, must have a yes or no circled if it's applicable. For example, if the house is free and clear, which you will know by asking the seller, won't you? Yes? Yes. All right, look at the block on the right. It says, if the house is free and clear. That means if it's free and clear, that block applies. And you ask the following question, or your VA does. Will you consider taking monthly payments for your equity? Yes or no? One of those must be circled. If one of those is not circled, your VA needs more training, or you do. One of them must be circled if it's free and clear. No exceptions if it's free and clear. Okay? Now, if the answer is no, it says right underneath that, would you consider a lease purchase, making us responsible for all of your repairs? So, real simply, if the answer is no to I won't owner finance and no I won't lease purchase, what have you just discovered? You have a suspect. You're done. Do you know you don't even need to know the rest of the crap down at the bottom? Now, your VA is going to get all that crap filled in anyway. But you don't, if you're the one calling, you don't even need to fill in the bottom if you don't get past the middle. If I can't buy it with owner financing and I can't lease purchase it, what is the only other way I can buy a free and clear house? All cash. So if the seller is asking $200 and it's worth $200, what do you think the chances of me buying it for all cash? Like nothing, zippo, nada, because they're asking retail and I got to buy it way down at wholesale for all cash or I'm not even remotely interested. So before I go any further, is everybody clear on that? If I can't owner finance it and I can't lease purchase it and it's free and clear, it is dead. The horse is dead. Put it down, put it under. It's over, it's over, it's over. So, when these sheets come at you, and there's no yes circled and there's no no circled, where does that leave you? It leaves you in a cloud, trying to figure out what to do next. And you can't figure out what to do next because you don't have the proper answers to the questions to guide you to the next move. So must have yes or no circled. In the middle, if it has a loan on it, it says if the house has a large mortgage, you ask, if we can agree on a price and we accept all responsibility for future repairs, would you consider a lease purchase? If the answer is yes, we may have a deal. If the answer is no, we have nothing. 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 We're done. Just that fast. So if these things come at you and the answers are there, can you see why you could sit here and take 15 of these babies and go through them in a nanosecond and separate the suspects from the prospects? Just with the conversation that we just had. Hello? Yeah. Okay. But if you don't get the yes or no's, you're studying and you're studying and you're studying and you're looking back in the manual, what do I do next? And the answer is nothing until you get the yes or no. And, you know, I don't know why I didn't create those blocks for you earlier. Just never occurred to me. But with this sheet, an idiot could pre-screen a prospect if they understand what to do with it when they get the yes answers. All right, over on the left. If asking price and the loan balance are within $35,000, will you sell a house for what you owe on it? Okay, and it's got to be a yes or a no, but only if the loan balance is close to the asking price. So I'm either going to get an answer to the one on the left or I'm going to get an answer to the one on the middle if there's a loan on it, and I'm okay with either answer. I'm looking at one, by the way, that Scott just brought me, the one that you brought in. It's got yes, they'll sell the house for what they owe on it, and yes, they'll lease purchase it. Okay, do I even need to look at the top to know I probably got a deal here? Hello? Hello? All right. So when I'm going to pick this thing up, first thing I'm going to look at is, do I have a yes here, do I have a yes there? Because if I don't, there's no sense in me even looking at the top or the bottom. Now if I get a yes or a yes, then I'm going to look up here and see the numbers, which we'll do live here in a few minutes, because these are your deals right here. All right. So I need to know the ARV. So look at your upper right-hand corner. You'll see it says the asking price, seller's estimated value, and your comps. Okay? The asking price that the seller's asking can only come from one place, and that is the seller. Guys, you must get an answer out of the seller. What do you want? You must get the answer, because you cannot pre-screen the deal till you get the answer. Secondly, I want to know what they think it's worth, because they're either overestimating the value or they're underestimating it or they're pretty darn close. I want to know where they're at. And then thirdly, your comps. Your comps come from doing comps. That means you got to go online to one of the comp services, figure out what you think are decent comps, and put them on the sheet, and then you can determine from there whether the seller is asking too much, asking too little, or in la-la land, or if it's so grossly overfinanced you don't feel like messing with it anymore. You must get those answers. And then in the middle block where the loan information is, there's a star there. If you do not get the loan balance from the seller, there's no place to go till you do. The loan balance and the payment will determine whether you got a deal or not. Without it, there's no way to determine it. And then you also must know, is it current or in arrears? If it's in arrears, it's a totally different deal than if it's current. If it's in arrears, we're going to ask ourselves, is it so far in arrears, it totally eliminates X. In other words, if there's a $1,500 payment and the guy's 6 behind, I know there goes $10,000 right there just to bring the payments current. So even if I go get an assignment fee, it's all got to go into payments. There goes my profit. There goes my deal, most likely. However, if it's current, now I know I get to keep the $10,000. So I need to know if it's current or not. If it's not, it may be a short sale deal when we get to it, or it may not. And I need to know the payment. And I'd like to know if it's PITI or not, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So if I don't get the loan information, I can't pre-screen it. If I don't get the stars filled out, I can't pre-screen it. If I don't get yes or no answers, I can't pre-screen it. Is everybody clear on what I just said? Yes. Good. Is everybody listening to the tapes clear on what I just said? Good. All right.